Now, it turns out this same plane had a very close call with skydivers aboard just a few years ago, flown by a different company in California's Bay Area, and the plane sustained substantial damage. Gina Mangieri is always investigating and has details and a survivor's account.
Sam, I spoke with a survivor of the 2016 incident who had to bail out at more than 12,000 feet as parts of the plane came apart. He says he and others aboard still live with the shock of their close call, and he asks, how could that same plane fly again? I asked the same of federal regulators. July 23rd, 2016, 14 passengers take to the air above California's Bay Area for a skydiving adventure. This is the same plane that came to be operated by Oahu Parachute Center in Hawaii years later. As the plane nears the Bay Area jump zone, it begins rolling and spinning.
Stay put. Get the door open. Get the door open.
It was scary, when you think about life ending.
That's survivor Achal Asawa.
When you're in a plane, which is in a nosedive, and you cannot move your hands because of the centrifugal forces, it's scary. If you look at the video, there are a couple of people who actually get stuck on the door, and there are other skydivers who are jumping over them. So it's chaos, and people are trying to survive.
As the skydivers parachute down, pieces of the airplane fall back to Earth. All passengers and the pilot survived.
Overall, that experience traumatized a lot of us for a good number of months.
Asawa says he's shocked and saddened to hear the plane went back into service here in Hawaii, the same plane in Friday's deadly crash in Mokuleia.
I'm extremely upset that this happened, and it's just astonishing that the service records, and in spite of having these records with NTSB, the plane was still qualified as, as jumpable or as a fly plane.
According to NTSB reports on the 2016 incident, when lining up for the drop zone, the plane abruptly stalled, rotated nose down, and barrel rolled downward twice. A jumper heard a loud bang, and spin recovery efforts failed through 9 rotations. After passengers muscled through incredible G-forces to get out, the pilot remarkably got the plane to the ground. Airplane parts were found scattered in a field miles away. I asked federal regulators, how is it possible for that plane to be back in commercial service? An FAA spokesman told me the plane's maintenance and repair history will be part of the investigation. He added all commercial aircraft must undergo inspections annually or every 100 flight hours, whichever comes first. Additionally, various aircraft parts must be replaced at certain intervals.
There has to be some accountability on someone's part. The plane should not be in operation, and if it was, then everything about the plane should be in operational mode. Like, there shouldn't be any part or anything with the plane which is wrong.
In the 2016 incident, none of the 14 divers aboard were injured, having gotten out at a high enough altitude for a safe parachute landing. Witness accounts of the Mokuleia flight say it circled back low, and shortly after takeoff, there was unlikely time or altitude for a safe escape.
Anything below 1,500 feet is usually considered dangerous.
Asawa continues to skydive today, but he has this advice before stepping foot on any recreational airplane.
They should look up safety records of the drop zone and, be more informed. Either NTSB or FAA, either of these organizations should take responsibility of ensuring that people who engage in skydiving, people who engage in any sort of aerial activity are doing so in a fashion which is as controlled as possible and in planes which are well maintained.
Now, the NTSB itself just recently called for more safety measures for small craft commercial operators after a spate of deadly incidents in Hawaii, including the Kailua helicopter crash in April and recent plane fatalities in Alaska. A roundtable in Anchorage is coming up this fall. The NTSB wants smaller operators to adopt and wants the FAA to mandate things that major passenger airlines already do: safety management systems, recording and analyzing flight data, and more pilot training. We'll continue to monitor the outcome of this fatal flight's federal investigation.
Back to you.